When you go to the opera, this is what you expect to see. But if you're visually impaired, this is what you get. You have no super titles to translate the libretto, no sets to let you know where the action is taking place, and no costumes to convey the time period.
Opera isn't just music and singing. It's basically a full play/performance set to music and singing.
Bob Canish has been blind since birth. Opera drew him in with its impressive sounds, but initially he felt he wasn't as engaged as the sighted audience.
So what I wasn't able to do is I wasn't able to follow along with what was happening. I knew the synopsis, but I didn't know what part I was in now. What's going on now? Okay, everybody in the audience just laughed. Why are they laughing?
That's where Kay O'Neill comes in.
Come on, guys. We have a chance to really look it over before they get started. I do audio describing, and no one ever really knows what that is. We describe what goes on in the opera for someone who can't see it. The set has been moved to form two buildings with a street coming forward between them. Where we saw the inside of the Café Momu in the last scene, now we see the outside street view.
If you do not have your sight and you enjoy what an opera can offer to you, you'll be amazed at how much more the description fills in and allows you to enjoy the experience.
That's true because O'Neill and her fellow volunteers are passionate about what they're doing.
Look at the curtains. Aren't those marvelous? How would we describe those?
For La Boheme, O'Neill got to see the set up close so she could describe it better and convey how the look colored the production.
All the grayness and everything it does, it just gives you that cold feeling.
The audio describers begin their work at the first rehearsal where they pick up a script of the super titles.
I have marked this ahead of time in rehearsals so that I know where I have a space where I can read some of the super titles. And so my job is to, during the pauses, get in what is happening, like Mimi staggers forward leaning on the building.
The challenge for them is to read enough of the dialogue and describe enough of the action so that you can be engaged in the parts of the opera that you can't gain auditorially, but while still allowing you to hear all this beautiful singing and music that's going on.
So it takes several rehearsals for us to have this ready, and then we crawl up the stairs to the top of this place, which is a feat in itself, and get ready on a microphone to describe for the people who have come in.
So then there's this little earpiece that you put in your ear. There's a little unit to which it connects that you put in your pocket. Then they'll get into the opera.
When she hears Rodolfo coming, she hides herself behind the corner of the building.
They do not read in a monotone voice. They do inject life into it and really help to guide you along so that whatever the opera is going to deliver to you next, that you can pick up with your ears, you're ready for it. But what really brought my complete enjoyment of opera to life really was when the describing came in.
This happened because Angela Kanish was working with the opera and working with the students, and her husband Bob is blind. And she said, you know, Bob loves to come to the opera and sit by me, but I have to say, and now this is happening, and then this is happening. And she'd say, people next door would go, shh.
When the describers came in, that's when it put a lot of things into focus. Because let's say a describer is describing a scene or some action that's going on and there's no singing. Now that you know what's going on, you can then focus in on how brilliantly the composer paints that picture with music.
And how brilliantly the audio describers help the visually impaired get a chance to see that bigger picture. Beth Accomando, KPBS News.